up? It's Kelly again, and welcome back to my channel. Before I even get into this video, I want to ask you guys, just go ahead and click subscribe. I promise I'm going to keep making content that you like, and if you subscribe, you're actually going to get notifications whenever I post something so you don't miss it and you don't have to keep searching for Kelly Does Her Thing in the little YouTube search box. Alright, so for today, I'm going to take you guys with me to Trader Joe's. If you didn't know, Trader Joe's is owned by Aldi Nord, which is in the northern part of Germany, as opposed to Aldi Süd, which is in the southern part of Germany and owns like the Aldis that people in the US know. I lived in southern Germany, so I'm much more familiar with Aldi Süd, but honestly guys, Trader Joe's looks nothing like the Aldis that I know in the US and the Aldis I've seen in Germany. So come on, I'll show you guys. The first notable difference is that there's no coin deposit needed for the cards. So I'm sure you can already tell that this store looks completely different from the Aldis that I was in Germany. The store layout is designed to be brighter and more open. The way that they have their produce is shelved differently. Here they have the produce in display shelves versus cardboard boxes like you normally see in Aldi. So I always thought of Trader Joe's as being like a hipster type grocery store, and I think it's just because of all of the artwork that's in here. Like their price tags aren't just plain price tags. They have little drawings and graphics accompanying the prices, and then you have like all these signs everywhere with all these cool sayings and so on, and so that's how I always saw Trader Joe's, and I think that's like a really big difference between Trader Joe's and Aldi. There are also a ton of organic options here, which aren't really a thing in Aldi's, or at least from what I remember. And pre-made food options like ready-to-go salads and wraps and even sushi. I never saw kombucha in Germany. I don't really think it's a thing there, but it seems to be a very trendy drink in the US right now. I really missed fresh pico in Germany. It just was not the same there. These bags and bags of nuts and trail mixes and dried fruits are a staple of Trader Joe's. As you can see, they stock the shelves very differently at Trader Joe's than they do at the Aldis that I'm used to in Germany. So in the Aldis in Germany, they will just put the boxes that were shipped to the grocery store with the products in them, and they'll just put them on the shelves. Whereas here, they actually take it out of the boxes and stock the shelves that way. I think from what I understand, a lot of the Aldi Nords in Germany will carry Trader Joe brand stuff, and this is Trader Joe brand stuff too, obviously being sold in the Trader Joe's, so maybe it's kind of cool for you guys to see the store that it originates from. Trader Joe's just has a lot of really unique products that you can buy, and they all have these really artsy labels, and I think that feeds into this hipster vibe that I described earlier. This is a drawing of the Capitol building in DC. Trader Joe's has a lot more like higher end cheeses, which I think really sets it apart from what I see in Aldi's. The prices here aren't as cheap as Aldi in the US, and definitely not as cheap as Germany, but it's still a lot better than some of the other grocery stores I've been to in DC. The eggs in the US are refrigerated because they're washed, which means they no longer have their natural protective barrier. In Germany, Aldi's will have their eggs on shelves out in the open because they don't wash their eggs. Oh my god, Trader Joe's has free coffee, what? It's kind of hard to do this with one hand. I know you guys are curious about the peanut butter aisle, which is right behind me. It's still not as big as what you would see in a lot of US grocery stores, but it's considerably larger than what you would see in the German Aldi and then also the American Aldis that I've been to. I'm so mad right now because I took my boyfriend to Walmart last weekend because he wanted to see it. It's a cultural experience, and we also thought the food would be cheaper, and I bought this exact can of anchovies for $5 there, and here they're only $1.49. Nothing is on the floor in pallets like you would see in Aldi. Hey, I just found the water brand that I used to buy all the time in Germany. I haven't seen it anywhere else except for there, so that's kind of cool. They have it at Trader Joe's. I'm looking for H-Milk again. I know that it exists in the US, guys, but I'm just really not seeing it in a lot of these grocery stores. In Germany, it is far more prevalent because it's way more popular. So you see like pallets and pallets, like entire sections of the grocery store dedicated to H-Milk. But in the US, if they have it, then it's only like a few cartons and a tiny little section. You're much more going to find almond milks and cashew milks and rice milks and soy milks, things like that, instead of the H-Milk that you see in Germany. I think this layout is very unique to Trader Joe's. I've never seen it like this in other grocery stores. Here there are cooler items like your frozen vegetables, frozen foods, whatever, in coolers that you look down into, and then above it you have shelves of all the shelf-stable goods that don't need refrigerated. I think a lot of non-Americans think that we don't sell alcohol in our grocery stores, and it really just depends on the state, but at least in DC, you're allowed to sell beer and wine. This is the extent of the bakery section at Trader Joe's. This is the checkout area, which is way different from Aldi. There are no conveyor belts, and the cashier will actually bag your items for you. But just like Aldi, they'll bag your items in paper bags that you have to pay for unless you brought your own bags. So I didn't really get to show you guys a lot of the checkout process at Trader Joe's, but it is so incredibly different from what you see at Aldi. Aldi has these famously fast cashiers that are just scanning items and checking them down at you while you're trying to like desperately bag everything on your own, or at least put it into your cart so you can go bag it at the bagging counter. Well, there's none of that going on in Trader Joe's. Like I said, they're bagging the groceries for you, and they're going at a much slower pace, like the pace you would see at a normal US grocery store. And also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the cashier was standing instead of sitting, which was a really big difference that I noticed between German grocery stores and American grocery stores. I also didn't see any German food or really any trace of Germany at all, aside from that one brand of water that I showed you guys. And then another big thing is that there were no like non-food items being sold at Trader Joe's. I mean, they had like vitamins and that kind of stuff, but they didn't have like coolers and chairs and tents and toys and all of these things that you would see in an Aldi. Alright guys, that's all I've got for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Like I said earlier, just go ahead and subscribe to my channel, guys. It doesn't cost you anything, and it lets you know when I post content. Thank you so much to all of my patrons. You guys are awesome. If you're interested in my Patreon campaign, check out the link. I'll put it in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!